Thank you for allowing this Legionnaire, this veteran, to address such an august assembly. I've done it in the last several years, and I look forward to coming here. Being from the city of Manchester, we're a much bigger city, but quantity doesn't always equal quality. When I see this parade and all the ceremonies you have, Seabrook is right up there. You are the tops. Was it worth it? This is a question sometimes, a politically loaded question that is often asked of family members and war buddies of our fallen heroes. Marine Corps General John Kelly recently offered a unique perspective. A veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan himself, General Kelly lost his youngest son, First Lieutenant Robert Kelly, while conducting combat operations in Helmand Province in 2010 in Afghanistan. General Kelly was asked if the loss was worth it by a reporter from National Public Radio, and he said, quote, "I think what I tell families now is the only person that really has the right answer to that question, was it worth it, is the young person that lost their life. I believe what they would say is that they were doing what they wanted to do. They were where they wanted to be, so that's the answer, I think, to that question. It's not for us that survive to answer it. I think it's for those young people to answer. And I think they do answer it with their actions and obviously their lives," unquote. Who can deny the heartfelt wisdom and logic of General Kelly's words? But just as we should not presume to speak for the fallen, we can make our country for which they have died a much better place. One that honors their sacrifice and epitomizes the ideals enshrined in our Constitution. In 2003, Army Private First Class Diego Rincon of Conyers, Georgia, wrote to his mother from Iraq, quote, "Whether I make it or not, it is all part of the plan. It can't be changed, only completed. Mother will be the last word I'll say. Your face will be the last picture that goes through my eyes. I just hope that you're proud of what I'm doing and have faith in my decision." PFC Rincon died soon after writing that letter. The American Legion will always be proud of the selfless service of Robert Kelly, Diego Rincon, and the more than 1 million men and women who have made the supreme sacrifice for the United States since our founding. General Kelly is right. Was it worth it? It is the wrong question for us to answer. Instead, we should commit ourselves to make it worthwhile. We should insist that America remain the land of the free, a land where patriotism trumps politics, where the American flag is displayed proudly and frequently, where military veterans are society's true celebrities and not Hollywood. We must never forget the families of the fallen. Long after the battlefield guns have been silenced and the bombs stop exploding, the children of our fallen warriors will still be missing a parent. Spouses will be without their life partners. Parents will continue to grieve for their heroic sons and daughters that died way too early. We need to be there for them, not just as members of the American Legion family, but as American citizens. Nobody can replace these fallen heroes, especially in the eyes of their families. But we can offer shoulders to cry on, assistance with educational expenses, assurances that their loved ones' sacrifices will not be forgotten. While there is nothing unpatriotic about an auto race, a trip to the beach, or a barbecue, we are here today to reflect on the true meaning of Memorial Day. Let us remember that the tyrannical regimes that have toppled and genocides stopped because of the Americans who sacrificed their life and limb. Let us remember that terrorist plots were foiled and killers brought to justice because Americans were willing to pay the price, and it was a high price. Let us remember that without the U.S. military, this world will be a far more oppressive and darker place. Let us remember that the freedom never had a greater friend than the American servicemen. The preamble to the Constitution of the American Legion charges our organization to preserve the memories and incidents of our associations in the Great Wars. It serves as a reminder, while some gave all, we should be more willing to give much help to our nation worthy of their sacrifices. Lydia Bixby, a Boston widow, was believed to have lost 5 sons in service to the Union during the Civil War. President Lincoln's letter to the grieving mother was read on screen by the actor portraying General George Marshall in the film Saving Private Ryan. This letter reads, "Dear Madam, I have been shown in the files of the War Department a statement of the Adjutant General of Massachusetts that you are the member of 5 sons who have died gloriously on the field of battle. I feel how weak and fruitless must be any word of mine which should attempt to beguile you from the grief and loss that is so overwhelming. But I cannot refrain from tendering you the consolation that may be found in the thanks of the Republic that they died to serve. I pray that our Heavenly Father may assuage the anguish of your bereavement and leave you only the cherished memory of the loved and the lost, and the solemn pride that must be yours to have lost them so costly a sacrifice upon this altar of freedom. Yours and very sincerely, respectively, Abraham Lincoln." To us, the sacrifice made by Mrs. Bixby, the loss of her sons in the war to preserve our great Union and slavery, was certainly worth it. But the answer is infinitely more complex if it is your son, your daughter, your wife or husband that will be sacrificed on freedom's altar. Some veterans have said that it's more difficult to send your family to war than to go to war yourself. I can remember my father saying that when I went into the military. He says, "I wish it was me that could be going." I'll never forget that. So although was it worth it question can only truly be answered by those who made the sacrifice, it is all up to us to make it worth it. Thank you for being here. God bless America, and God bless our fallen heroes.